Hey, it's Dusty Thunder again, and I have yet another AITA story from Reddit for you. Am I the astronaut for returning home after I found out that my husband booked first class for him and his friend while I got economy? Smooth move, dude. My husband and I, 30s, haven't been on a trip out of country for years, while he goes every year with his best friend. His reasons for going with him is because they both go to attend sporting events. This year, my husband told me I could go with him and his friends since they are visiting a new destination. He paid for my ticket and everything else since I am a stay-at-home mom and have no job. The kids were left with my mom. However, when I found out that he had booked first class for himself and his friend while I got economy, I just couldn't hold my tongue. I confronted him about it, and at first he refused to discuss. Then, when the argument got heated, he yelled,
"I paid for your tickets, for frick's sake. Isn't that enough?"
Then kept on about how I should stop acting like I was royalty, and that if I come to think about it, even economy is fine for me since I technically don't work anyway. I cried because of what he said, but decided to just not go altogether. He changed his tone and started begging me to just go with what we had planned, but I declined. I went to pick the kids up from my mom's house, and he came back 3 hours later huffing and puffing about what happened. His friend sent me a text calling me entitled and said this was the reason why he didn't want my husband to take me with them, and I just proved his point. I did not respond, but I blocked him since he's gotten increasingly rude over the past few months. He, my husband, said I kept crying about being excluded, and this is what happens when he finally decides to include me. Am I the asshole for not settling for economy? By the way, he's perfectly capable of financing the trip. Okay, so, hubby clearly views his wife as not just less than, but way less than. Said that she is a stay-at-home mom, doesn't work, so economy was okay for her because she didn't work. That's not even a logical argument, dude. Not just the, you don't work, so economy should be okay. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But also, being a stay-at-home parent is a hell of a lot of work. And we talk about this a lot, but nobody who doesn't try to stay at home realizes how much work being a stay-at-home parent really is. It is a hell of a lot of work. It's also not a job that you can just, drive to and do for 8 hours and then drive away from. It is a 24/7 deal. And I imagine when he gets home from his 8-hour-a-day job, he doesn't become the stay-at-home parent. He doesn't take over. This dude just doesn't respect her at all. And clearly the friend has the similar mentality here. So these two brozos like to go on trips together, and I don't know if his friend is married, but basically talk shit on her and belittle her and have absolutely no respect for her whatsoever. So I wouldn't want to go on the trip if I were her, because it's going to be a terrible time. It is not going to be a good time at all. This is going to be a time where basically you get scraps because you don't work as a stay-at-home mom. Also, OP, you're a stay-at-home mom because your douche nozzle of a brozo husband knocked you up. I don't understand anything about this guy, but unfortunately, this is a common scenario. It's so sad. It's so sad. Hell, it should be the reverse, really. It should, right? Because she's a stay-at-home mom and never gets time to herself and is always on the clock. She ought to be sitting first class, while the two brozos should be sitting in economy, if anything here. And guess what? That would have saved him money, too. I don't know why he came home. He didn't want to look bad. And if he went ahead and went after this, he would look bad. To who? He doesn't care what his wife thinks. It's probably, was it his mom that was keeping the kids? Nope, her mom. It was her mom. But he had the capabilities to give her first class as well and just chose not to because he views her as less than. And this speaks volumes about how he feels about her in their marriage and as a person in general. That's trash. That is a trash human being thing to do. So OP, who asked, am I the asshole for returning home, is not an asshole at all, but her husband, let's figure out where he sits here. We don't even need to think about this. We don't even need to think about it. What he said and how he behaved are just garbage human being things to do. First class asshole, ascon 1, got his first class ticket straight to asshole town. That came out wrong, but you know what I meant.